24 minutes down, 24 to go at the Delta Center. The home-standing Utah Jazz trailing the Houston Rockets, the defending champs, 69-64. Ernie Johnson in Atlanta with the Reebok halftime report, joined by Chris Webber. And earlier tonight, you were saying you still like Houston, despite the fact they lost Game 1 against Utah, to repeat this year.
Definitely. I think a lot of people got alarmed with Clyde Drexler only having 6 or 7 points. I think that just shows the maturity in his career, that he doesn't care about his statistics. Right now, he wants to win a championship. But tonight, we see that the guards are really taking over, and maybe Hakeem will come and catch fire in the second half.
Presumably, the Rockets are right now in the locker room icing down their shooting hands, because I'm telling you, they've been hoisting up some threes tonight.
Definitely.
Back we go to the Etch-a-Sketch, and again,
Great.
You have a turn. Tell me about this one.
Thanks. Well, in the NBA, we always have to go out and hedge a great player like Smith right here. So Karl Malone has to step out and make him come out a little bit farther so he can't take that jump shot. And as we see Karl Malone getting ready, he steps out. And now we have 1, 2, even the King way back there, but we're going to give it to Chilcutt over here for the open shot.
Not many folks in the paint right now.
No, it's like a catch-22. You have to guard one or the other, and they leave him open for the shot.
The Rockets hitting 11 out of 15 from three-point range in the first half, 6 of those by Kenny Smith, and they have the lead by 5 over the Utah Jazz. Elsewhere in the Western Conference, the Lakers have tied things up with the Seattle Supersonics, winning today at the Tacoma Dome, where in the fourth quarter, the Lakers had an 8-point lead with about 4 minutes to go when, the lights went out. Power surge. And it almost doomed the Lakers. They only got 1 basket after that, but it was a biggie. Cedric Ceballos knocking down a three-pointer, and the Lakers hold on. They beat the Sonics 84-82. They are tied up at a game apiece, heading back to the Great Western Forum for the next 2. In the Eastern Conference, tied up also in the New York and Cleveland series. Mike Fratello's guys bouncing back from a real spanking in Game 1 to nip the Knicks. Chris Mills' huge three-pointer late in the game. And it's the Cleveland Cavaliers 90-84 over the New York Knicks. Things are all tied up in that series as they go to Gund Monday night on TNT. And earlier tonight on TNT, it's a 2-0 lead. The Pacers, the only team able to make that claim. 105-97, they beat the Atlanta Hawks. Reggie Miller in the zone, had 39, and so that series is 2-0 in favor of the Indiana Pacers. Point Rocket lead. The winner of this series gets the winner of the Portland-Phoenix series. Game 2 in the Valley of the Sun comes up tomorrow afternoon. Let's get more from Derek Dickey.
The Portland Trail Blazers are probably wondering what it will take to beat the Suns as this series heads to Game 2 tomorrow here at America West Arena. Phoenix left no doubt who was in charge after last night's impressive second-half performance. In Game 1, Charles Barkley had his typical performance with 29 points and 16 rebounds. The Suns won for the 6th time in as many tries this year against the Blazers. That was expected since Portland had single coverage on Barkley. And that also opened up the floor for Dan Marley, who drained 7 three-pointers.
You know, last night just happened that I was left open, and if I am, I should make my shots. But we have so many weapons on our team that whoever they do, you know, because they're going to have to double Charles because he's such a, inside force, and whoever they do double off of has to make the shots.
Tomorrow, the Blazers are going to have to find a way to contain the Suns' offense. And Phoenix is also putting it together at the other end of the floor. The Suns certainly aren't known as a defensive club, but they limited the Blazers to only 40 second-half points in Game 1. And that could spell trouble down the road.
The defense is always the key for us. It makes so many easy transition buckets for us and just puts a lot of pressure on our opponent. And if we can really come out and try and play that style, that effort, and that intensity in the first quarter, we can have probably a good game tomorrow.
As the NBA's second-best rebounding club, the Blazers cannot let the smaller Suns control the board as they did in Game 1. And the Suns can't get complacent, for the momentum can change in a hurry in a short series.
There's always pressure on us right now. We expected to win. They have nothing to lose right now. And so it's going to be pressure on us until this series is over with.
Always the question when the Suns are involved, what do you do with Charles? Do you double him immediately? Do you double him when he puts the ball on the floor? Do you not double him when you're Golden State? What are the answers
here,
We didn't
double him last year, and he gave us 56. But I don't know. I still think that might not be that might be a good idea, because if Charles Barkley has 30 points and 10 rebounds, and that's okay, but if he has 30 points, 10 assists, and 5 of them to Marley, 5 to Kevin Johnson for 10 threes, that, that could hurt your team even more. It's really hard to decide.
And Sir Charles seems to take it as a personal affront when you do not double him, so we'll see what the Blazers do tomorrow in Game 2 of that series. Back to wrap it up on the Reebok Halftime Report right after this. More undiscovered talents of the big guy, Chris Webber. What do you say we take a look here at the second half real quickly on Houston up by 5. What's going to happen here in the last 24 minutes? I
think Houston has to keep going to their bread and butter, Akeem, and let the guards keep shooting the threes. I think that Utah has to just withstand this flurry and withstand this pressure and just stay consistent through the rest of the game.
Utah was down at the half in Game 1, came back to win late on John Stockton's heroics. Let's see what happens in the last 24. Rockets by a handful.